to Midnight with Pokemon. So this is where we take a nice, soft, relaxing look into some of my favorite cards in my collection. And each one of these is going to have like a special topic. So today we're going to look at 7 of my favorite vintage Japanese cards. And Japanese cards are like what I specialize in. So let's go over to the table and check these cards out. Alright, so the first card we have in this Japanese Midnight with Pokemon episode is a Sabrinas Gengar. Now this card is really awesome and a staple in my Japanese collection because if you can't tell, in the background there's actually these tombstones. You see those crosses back there. I think that's really awesome because they only show up in this Japanese Gengar. In the English version, they went ahead and they got rid of those tombstones. Another thing and reason why I think this card is really cool is because the creator of Pokemon made it part of Pokemon to keep death out of it as much as possible. And that's why they really emphasize that Pokemon faint and don't die and get revived, but that they faint because in Japan, in Japanese culture, death is looked at with a lot of respect. So to see the Gengar next to the tombstones, I just think that just makes it all the more very interesting. Alright, so this next one, this is the Trainer 000 Card-S card, and it is probably my favorite card art of all time, and you can't get this in English. This is a Japanese set only. It's out of the TCG. It's not part of the TCG. Card-S is another type of Pokemon collectible. And yeah, this is art by Ken Sugimori. I believe all the Card-S art is Sugimori art, and it just brings you right back to like it's like the first images of all these Pokemon, and they're just like everyone's favorite, my favorite, and it just brings me right back to like this is what I felt like that kid when I was going through my collection. And that's like me, that's inner me, and probably inner everybody else. It's so gorgeous. Definitely why Japanese is just above everything else. Now this one, this is just a Neo, I believe. Neo. This is a Neo set. This is one of the later Neo sets, and it's an Aerodactyl. The dark blue behind it, the holographic pattern next to the mountains, and just the position looks so graceful and absolutely gorgeous. There's some scratches, I believe that's on the top loader and not the card itself. And this is one of those cards that, I mean, it isn't nearly as valuable as the other ones that we just looked at, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I was actually just going through my binder collection a while ago, and this guy popped out. Like, I was looking at all the cards, just admiring them, and I was like, holy cow, how is this not one of my favorite cards of all time before today? And just looking at it, I don't know, it's just that thing where you collect Pokemon cards and then something in your collection that just you never gave a second look just sticks out to you all of a sudden. I absolutely love it. So gorgeous. Alright, on to the next. Here's another card that you can only get in Japanese because it's another banned card, really. This is what they call Mistys Tears, and they changed the artwork in the English version. We also call this Naked Misty because she is naked holding the Staryu. But again, it just has so much emotion when you look at this card. And again, it's just another one of those cards, also by Sugimori, who is definitely another reason why I think a lot of people like Japanese vintage cards, is because Sugimori is really highlighted in all the Japanese vintage artwork. Like, that's what you think of when you think of old Pokemon, is Sugimori. So yeah, this card right here is like a staple in everyone's vintage Japanese collections. and I have a couple of them. But yeah, so awesome. This is probably what made me really want to get into vintage Japanese cards when I was a kid, and why I collect them now, because of this card right here. Alright, next we have a Fearow. And this Fearow is actually another card that you can only get in Japanese. As a series it's from is the VS or Versus series, which was only released in Japan. I believe like there's like a couple of extremely rare promos in English, but I don't know if this Fearow is one of them. Again, just beautiful artwork, as for some reason the cards just do, the TCG just does an amazing job on all the Fearow cards, in my opinion. Another great thing about Versus series is they have that first edition stamp. I think that always looks really cool whenever you can get a first edition stamp on your card. So yeah, there is the Japanese Verse series Fearow. I hope I said Fearow before. Yeah, Fearow. So gorgeous. This one right here I think is absolutely hilarious. In this Japanese card set, not only is the holographic pattern absolutely stunning, as it just like changes directions depending on the angle and the light that hits it, but Slowpoke looks like he has a mustache, and Aerodactyl is hitting it with a wing attack. There's actually quite a few other card arts in this set where Pokemon are attacking other Pokemon. I believe Ditto gets the bad end of it in a lot of the cards. And then there's a one where Charmander is getting strangled by Dratini, which is also one of my favorites. I was going to choose that one or this one, and I just chose this one because we have an Aerodactyl attacking a Slowpoke, and we have that hollow foil pattern, which is just absolutely gorgeous. Alright, another awesome card that you can only get in vintage Japanese. Alright, now this last one is probably the king of vintage Japanese to a lot of people. That is the holographic base set Charizard. Now, if you do have a Japanese Charizard in your collection, the first thing that I would want you to do is to look at that star right there. If you see that star, I mean, hey, you have a cool Japanese Charizard. If you don't see that star, well, hey, that card just became a lot more valuable. That is a missing rarity Charizard, and they go for a whole lot of money. But this channel and this video isn't about money right now. We're just admiring the base set Japanese Charizard. Now, the hollow foil pattern on this card is quite a bit different than the base set English Charizard. These are the ones that will come with the swirl, kind of have that galaxy cosmos pattern in it. So yeah, that's why I think it's super gorgeous, and another staple in vintage Japanese cards. Alright, let's go back up to the other table. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed looking at these amazing cards. I hope you learned something new or saw something new in this video. And if you did, go ahead and like it. That would mean so much, and would get this video out to other people who can check out these beautiful cards. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe, where you'll see more of these videos every Friday late at night. Alright, see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.